You likely own acres of usable property that you simply cannot see. Years of unchecked undergrowth and fallen timber leave heavy brush barriers that keep perfectly good land buried and entirely off-limits. Looking at this breakdown of property risks, the problems compound quickly. Dense vegetation acts as a severe fire hazard. Thick, invasive brush reduces usable acreage, creates an eyesore that impacts property value, and physically prevents you from accessing your land. Landowners often try to tackle this themselves by renting equipment, only to deal with sudden breakdowns and delays. Or they hire a generic local landscaper who leaves behind half-cleared piles and a massive tangled mess. The standard industry model sets a trap. This list of contractor red flags highlights the biggest danger: hourly billing. A low introductory rate quickly balloons into a massive, unpredictable invoice because the contractor lacks specialized equipment. The alternative is a purpose-built specialist. Sasquatch Land Co. relies on the highly focused model: one machine, one operator, total transformation. They deploy elite-trained professionals operating premium commercial equipment to clear land directly and efficiently. Reclaiming overgrown property is not a weekend landscaping chore. It requires heavy-duty industrial execution to tear through acres of vegetation cleanly. The consistency comes from a strict operational framework. This 6-step board maps out the exact process. Step 1 requires an on-site property walk to identify boundaries and hazards. That directly informs Step 2, generating a customized proposal based on brush density. That proposal provides fixed project pricing. You know exactly what the entire clearing job will cost before a single engine is turned on. There are no running clocks and no surprise fees. Step 3 enforces a rigorous pre-job safety assessment. That safety protocol extends to your financial security. As this liability table shows, the operation is backed by a $1 million general liability policy to cover any accidental property damage, alongside a $30,000 surety bond. True professional land management means identifying and eliminating both physical hazards and financial liabilities long before the mulcher ever touches the dirt. Once the site is secured, Step 4 begins. Heavy-duty forestry mulchers arrive to systematically process dense walls of vegetation directly into the earth. Reviewing the processing limits of this elite equipment reveals exactly what it can handle. The machine effortlessly processes light brush and briars, and systematically breaks down large trees up to 12 inches in diameter, completely in a single pass. The environmental benefit of this method is massive. There are no smoke-heavy burn piles left smoldering, and no expensive hauling fees. The invasive species and fallen timber are shredded into a nutrient-rich mulch layer that immediately protects and feeds the topsoil. Sasquatch Land Co. offers a full suite of land management services, managing every technical requirement of a site transformation beyond the initial forestry mulching pass. Looking at their grading applications, the team can correct complex property drainage issues, level out uneven yards, and meticulously prep flat building pads for new foundations. They also install full access infrastructure. That includes cutting custom equestrian or ATV trails deep into the woods and laying highly compacted, freshly graded gravel driveways built to withstand heavy rural use. Elite Land Clearing actively establishes the foundation and access roads required for functional, high-value real estate. The final phase requires Steps 5 and 6, a dedicated quality control pass to feather the edges and clean up the fence lines, followed by a final walkthrough with the property owner. This 5-point list outlines the Sasquatch Guarantee. It mandates that the crew will not leave the property until every inch of the agreed-upon scope meets their precise standard. To understand what that standard actually looks like, we have to look at the empirical proof from completed projects. This 2-acre residential lot was completely choked by dense thickets. The full clearing carefully preserved the mature timber, resulting in a clean, park-like finish. Here, a 3-acre property was impassable due to invasive brush. Rapid clearing restored full access and exposed a large outbuilding previously hidden in the overgrowth. Even the final obstacles are erased. This massive 24-inch stump was ground below grade, leaving the residential yard perfectly level and ready for seed. Your land has been waiting long enough. You can easily schedule your free on-site consultation by contacting the team directly through their website or giving them a call. Creating a clean, functional property asset requires the right equipment, a proven process, and a disciplined crew ready to take your yard back.